Today we're going to be showing you how to evacuate the fuel tank on a Subaru. First, right, in this one, the connections are underneath the passenger side rear seat. Sometimes they're underneath the other side. But the part that is consistent is that you'll find that there's a green wire with a yellow tracer. Right, that's for the fuel pump, for the positive side of the fuel pump. And then a green wire with a red tracer, which is a lot of times they're in positions 5 and 6 according to the wiring diagram. I found that the wiring diagram is never right so far. Anyway, to figure out, well, which one is actually ground, I followed where the green wire with the yellow tracer is onto this side. This is the side that goes to the car. This is the side that goes to the pump. Right? If you look at my, I've got it on, I'm just doing a continuity test. And then we've got, find a good ground. Right here's unpainted metal right there. Then we'll use the red lead, and we're going to just check it, and we look for, on the meter, looking for something as close to 0 as possible. And there we go. We got 0 to 0.1. Okay, so that's definitely ground. So one of the other setups I do, so this is coming from the battery here, and I filed 2 10 amp fuses, right? Normally a fuel pump uses 7 amps anyway. This made it so I could easily make it so that I can use an alligator clip on a fuse. I just filed it down so that it replicated the size of these terminals here, stick them in there. And so on this particular car, I'm on the ends. So, right, we got ground is black, red is positive. So we're going to go to the battery end. This is being tailed through the car out the driver's window because the battery is closest to there. And since the battery is there and our fuel lines are there too, this one happens to be a returnless system. Therefore, you don't have to plug up anything. On the return systems, though, you have to plug the line that you took off. Otherwise, the fuel that you're pumping from the fuel pump comes out through the fuel rail and then, of course, dumps on the floor. So let's go over there. So under the hood, we disconnect the supply line to the engine. Then we connect a piece of 3/8 fuel hose with a little clamp there. You want the clamp there so that way if there's any fuel, fumes in the area, you want to have it farther away. And then we connect the ground. Okay, you see that we've got it connected there. This is where the line runs through the interior. And then down here, right, we're filling the gas can. Now that is not an incandescent. That's what you don't want. You don't want an incandescent light. We're using an LED there, right, so it doesn't spark. And that way you can tell how high the fuel level is in your fuel tank, because otherwise, right, you're just kind of guessing. You don't want to pull it out and then push it back in again, because otherwise you're going to have spill and you're going to have fumes. Using the method that we're using right now, both up top and down below, provides you with the best method of not having fuel fumes because you don't want to start a fire. Take note that if you're going to have multiple connections, that you don't want to have any of the connections touching each other, so that way you don't create a fire. So that's it. That's how you evacuate them. Oh, one other thing. Some Subarus, some of the older ones, have 14mm bolts in the bottom of the tank in order to evacuate the tank. The newer ones, when I say newer, I'm talking about like 2008, 2010 and newer, don't have those bolts any longer. And in fact, they've got plastic shields on the bottom. So this is a really good way of doing it. This is also a good test of how much volume that you can get out of the fuel pump. I think I'm going to save this fuel pump. Thanks.